There is a secret Samsung's photo app that you're not using. Well, let's go. So a lot of you probably go to edit your photos and sometimes videos in Lightroom or Samsung's own native gallery because there's a lot of functions in there, but they're not perfect. And sometimes you just want a button to do something for you, or you want to do something very specific. And neither of those apps kind of have the capability of doing it, at least not simply. Well, Samsung have built an app that does all of those things and more, and it's called Galaxy Enhance X, and no one knows about it. So today I'm going to show you how to use every single feature within this app so you can take advantage of it the way I do. So you can download this through the Galaxy Store, and then once you open it, you'll be greeted with a fairly simple presentation. Immediately you'll see a little carousel at the top showing you all the features that you can utilize, and something down the bottom that says downloadable features. The downloadable features are great because you can go in and hopefully Samsung add in modules here as they develop more. For now, there's only two, Camera Shift and Sky Guide, and I'll show you them a little bit later. Now, you can upload both photos and videos to this app, and there's different things you can do with either. So let me show you photos first and then videos later. Starting with photos, and I'll sort of bounce around different photo types because it can recognize both landscape and photos of people. When you load a photo in, immediately down the bottom, you'll see a whole bunch of toggles, and it goes through all the way from suggestions all the way through to crop and rotate at the end. I'm going to go through all of them. Starting with the suggestions tab, it does as described. It will suggest things contextually based on what you see in the photo. For example, if it's a photo of people, it'll bring up things like face and portrait touching up, or if it's a landscape photo, it'll suggest something based off the landscape photo that you've chosen. One that will always be there in the suggestions tab is magic. And effectively, you press this button and it will auto apply whatever it thinks it needs based on what the photo is. And then it sort of shows you a before and after, and you can sort of slide between to see what the before looked like and what the after looked like. And this actually is evident on all of the stuff that you can do except for videos. The next toggle that you can see is color tone. And there's three things in here that you can optimize because realistically, you don't have to do much in here. You press the button and it does it for you. So you've got brighten, which does as advertised. You press the button and it will brighten the photo. And again, you can kind of see that before and after. You've got HDR, which again, does as advertised. It will add a bit more dynamic range to the image. And you can actually see that difference pretty specifically in the clouds of the image that I've chosen. And the last one in there is colorize. The colorize one, it says it works best with black and white photos and turning them into color. So I've tried it with a couple of different ones and it does a really good job. It'll turn black and white photos, sort of apply that color to it. I actually found a photo or got sent a photo of my grandparents from years ago that's in black and white. And it colorized that photo and sort of gave it that life back. And there's something else I did with that photo that I'll show you a little bit later on. Next to that, you've got the quick fixes tab. Now there's four things you can do in here: remove shadows, remove reflections, fix more, which is kind of like that sort of issue that happens when you're filming something like a TV screen or an old TV screen, and it will fix haze. So if you've got a photo of a landscape with haze on it, load that in and it'll fix it. I tried really hard to find photos that had faults in it with shadows and reflections, and I didn't have any, but it does as advertised. Remove haze one, I did have one that was a little bit hazy of a 5x shot of like a rainbow on a rainy day, and it kind of helped brighten that up and remove that haze away. Then there's a people tab, and this one will only work if there's photos of people. There's lots of things in here. The first one is face. And within face, there's actually a lot of different toggles that you can adjust. It's got things like your actual face, where it will actually sort of smooth out the face, and there's a slider that you can adjust. It's even got things like eyes, where it can actually sort of enlarge the eyes should you want to make the eyes pop a little bit more. And again, you can kind of see when you move the slider before and after, the difference that it makes. Right down to the jawline, where you actually can sort of make the jawline a little bit bigger, a little bit tighter. And again, you've got the slider to adjust it, and then you can see the before and after, again, the difference that makes. You've then got a portrait tab, and the portrait tab does as advertised. It will apply sort of like a depth effect to the background of the photo. And again, you can sort of see the difference when you move the slider across to that depth effect. And again, you can adjust the intensity with the slider at the bottom. Then in here too, you've got something called Camera Shift. Now, the Camera Shift is one of those downloadable modules that I showed you at the start. The whole idea of Camera Shift, it kind of gives you an indication of what it does, is that it's meant to actually help adjust the angle of the camera to either stretch out or shorten the people in the photo. So if you wanted something to look a little bit more concise, you can adjust the angle and it will automatically adjust it in the photo. Or if you want to stretch it out a bit more, it'll stretch it out. Tried it a couple of different times. The first time it was a bit too far away to kind of really make a big impact. But then I used a different photo, and again, you can kind of see the way it stretches it out and then compacts it back in. And it doesn't distort or make the photo look weird. It just actually kind of does it. Even things like the carpet are all sort of adjusted to fit. It's quite impressive. And then the last one in here is restore picture. This is the one I talked about where I took the photo of my grandparents and I was able to restore it. And it looks sensational. It kind of removed all of the old photo artifacting from the image because it was a photo of a photo, and it just removed that all away and sort of restored it and cleared it up. And then once I colorized it afterwards, it looked great. I love the fact that it brought an old photo of my nunnu and nunna to life, and it gave it that sort of almost like real, like this could have just happened type moment. Then there's the creative tab. Now the creative tab, well, it's as advertised, it's creative. And there's two things in here you can do with photos. There's 24-hour time-lapse, which does as advertised. It will create a 24-hour time-lapse video from the photo that you've uploaded. So it will kind of go through all of the time of the day and create this sort of video time-lapse and concise it into about 12 seconds. It also adds some funky music to it as well. And then you've got focus shift. And the focus shift kind of reminds me of selective focus that Samsung had way back in the day, where with this, you load the photo in and it'll separate foreground and background, and then you tap the area that you want the focus to be. So if you want the focus to be on the background, tap on it, and it will remove the focus from the foreground and create the sort of nice background focus. But if you want the foreground in focus, simply tap on that and it'll switch the focus back to the foreground. And then you've got the slider at the bottom to adjust the intensity of it. And then the last photo one is transform, where you've got crop and rotate is as advertised, where you can crop and rotate it. And you've got increased resolution. And the increased resolution, again, I tried it on that old photo of my grandparents, and it sort of, again, increased the resolution around his arm. You can kind of see the detail be increased. There's another one in there for photos called Motion Clipper, and it's kind of a hybrid of photos and videos, where if you upload a motion photo, it will actually sort of clip that photo and sort of allow you to do different things with the video clip that the motion photo has captured. But it's not just photos that you can upload to this. Like I said, you can also upload videos. And it's not a full-on video editor. It won't edit your videos in the same way you might think it would. You actually upload videos to it, and then it gives you some fun, creative ways that you can interact with it. When you upload the video, it will recognize it, and it'll give you 3 different options. You've got single take, you've got long exposure, and you've got slow-mo. Single take does pretty much what single take does when you take single take as a photo option. It will actually analyze the video clip that you've put in, and then extract out stills and moments and clips and turn it into a little album. Whether that be a little rebound, whether that be a little slow-mo clip, and even little highlight videos alongside filtered photos and cropped images, sort of turns it all into those little moments. If you're unsure about which part of the video you'd like to turn into a single take as well, in the timeline of Galaxy Enhance X, there's a little AI button where it will actually automatically clip to the part that has the most action. And then you can just utilize that. You've also got long exposure. And long exposure is designed to kind of give you that sort of long time-lapse exposure. I don't have anything that kind of suits that. So the example I've got here is terrible. But the whole idea is maybe like trailing lights. It can sort of turn that into a nice long exposure, or even something like rolling waves. That's the whole purpose. Then you got slow-mo. Now, it's basically the same as instant slow-mo from the gallery. However, the big difference is you can actually store multi-clips in the timeline and then save them all. With instant slow-mo, you can save one at a time, basically. Whereas here, you can just keep pressing and holding, and it'll store down the bottom the different slow-mo clips that you've created. Then once you're done, you hit save all, and they all save. So that's Galaxy Enhance X. This is the app I think you should be using if you want to have some fun with editing your photos or get something more out of your videos. Because the gallery and other stuff doesn't really have all of these features, and certainly not as automatic as what it is here in Enhance X. So go find it from the Galaxy Store. Let me know if you've been using it in the comments below. Hit subscribe to take the benefits. Come find me on my socials, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You!